Everyone, Global Karen here. I am back with another part two of South Park, the worst episodes out of seasons. So I hope y'all enjoy this video, and let's resume to season 11. So the episode I picked is episode 2 of season 11 called Carmen Sucks. So I don't really remember what happened. I don't know what happened in some of this episode of Carmen Sucks, but I remember this. So Carmen been pulling tricks on Butters. All right. So, but they showing pic. So Carmen showed pictures to Kyle now where he put his penis by Butters' face, and so Kyle said that's gay because it was gay. Why you put your penis in someone else's face in the first goddamn place anyway? But so Carmen decided, okay, I'm going to buy from Butters and let Butters suck my dick. Even though Butters didn't consent, he just don't know what's going on. So here comes Butters' father came in. It was like everyone know what in Butters' special episode that Butters' father cheated on his wife by having sex with other dudes. So he don't want his son to go through the same thing like he is, even though Butters don't know what's going on. So he sent Butters to a camp, a special camp called Pray the Gay Away. I, it's stupid. I'm not an LGBT person. I don't know what to say about this episode. But this episode was stupid because Butters don't know what's going on. He's just so innocent. The only person who needs to go to this camp is Cartman. Cause what the fuck. And you used to see kids killing themselves. Like when you see Butters went to the camp, one will hang themselves, and the other dude shot himself and everything else. That's everything I remember about this episode. I don't know what to say about this episode. This episode was just a bad episode to me. I never heard a lot of people talk about this episode, but I'm the one who's talking about it. So it's another episode that I don't like either. I'm gonna get to that next. So this is the next episode I did not like, and some people will actually agree with me too, but agree with me too. So it's a Mr. Garrison episode. I like Mr. Garrison. He's a funny character too. But there were some bad episodes of Garrison. Everyone knows the infamous episode. But it's another bad episode with him. So in this episode, he complained that he these guys don't like him, so he decided to have sex with females, and he thinks that he's a lesbian now. Another bad episode, so he went to a lesbian bar, had sex with a female. But the thing is that their bar is getting taken down by Persian people. So this episode they tried to rip off of the movie 300. That's what this was about. They tried to rip off the movie 300, and you see Xerxes in this episode. Then you find out that Xerxes is a lesbian. Then Mrs. Garrison have sex with Xerxes. But the thing is, they show you how they have sex, and it's like so stupid. I don't know what to say about this episode. It was half funny and halfway stupid. I want to say Carmen Sucks is worse than this episode. I don't really know. If y'all picked the yokes, I get it why this episode was bad. Because it's another Mrs. Garrison episode. So I'm gonna head to season 12, and season 12 has to be another bad season, almost with 10. Because season 12 has some bad episodes as well. So I'm gonna get to that next. Now we're in season 12, the infamous season 12. Season 12 has some good episodes, but the bad episodes a little bit ruined this season. And I picked 4 bad episodes in this season, and this the first one. The first episode, tonsil trouble. So Carmen was supposed to get his tonsil out, so Carmen got his tonsil out, but the doctors because they fucking is gave Cartman HIV. So this is an HIV episode because they accidentally did a blood transplant on Cartman by accident. So I think Kyle started laughing at Cartman because Cartman always been fucking with people who has diseases and stuff, about handicapped people, everything. So Cartman deserved it, but I did felt bad for Cartman because it was out of nowhere. But then they shift because you were supposed to hate Kyle in this episode, but now they shifted back to Carmen being a bad character, but back to a hate character when Carmen gave Kyle HIV because Kyle made fun of him. So in this episode, they try to find out how to cure HIV. Half this episode wasn't bad, but it still was stupid how they did HIV on Carmen gave Kyle HIV. That was stupid. So they found out that the how to cure HIV is with money by sharing money and putting it into people's bloodstreams. Yeah, that's how HIV cure works. It doesn't work in real life, but in South Park standard, it does. So that's the only thing about this episode. Says how Cartman was acting. Feel bad for him, then you start hating him after that. So it's like I don't know what to say. I'm gonna get to the next episode, and this is the second episode of season 12. So the second episode of South Park is called Britney's New Look. Everybody hated this episode. I didn't like this episode. I get what they were doing during this episode because celebrities. Everyone wants to know about celebrities' lives, but people take it way too far and get celebrities killed. They accidentally get the celebrities killed. But this episode was so dark-hearted because Britney actually gun herself down. She blew her head off. You can see in the picture, and it's just that this episode was just Kyle and Stan trying to protect Britney, but in the episode everybody was trying to kill Britney so they can harvest crops, the crops type fucking thing. I don't fucking care. This episode was bad. This episode was just bad. I just did not like this episode, like everybody else. If you want to hear what everyone else has to say, just look up worst episodes of South Park. You can find this episode in one of the worst South Park episodes because this isn't one of them, by the way. So let's get into the next episode that I did not like. Let's get into this episode called The Chinese Problem. So in this episode, it was halfway funny with Cartman Butters and Butters shooting people in the dicks. That was funny, but I hate how Cartman is being racist to Chinese people. I get it, dark humor, but then you get to the actual real plot of this episode, and it's just terrible. So in this episode, Chinese Problem is about Kyle and them. You can see in the picture of them watching Indiana Jones. I think it was Skull Island. I think that was the movie. I don't really know which Indiana Jones, which one, what Indiana Jones movie was the worst, and that what they were talking about. So they were talking about that George Lucas and I forgot the other guy's name that helped them make the movie, but they said Bono to uh fuck the movie, and they took it literally by showing Indiana Jones getting raped by these two. That's what I hate about this episode. You just see Indiana Jones getting raped by these two, and I did not like that. Like the characters. Then they finally arrested George Lucas and the other guy. It was so stupid. I'm like, why did y'all do this? Like, the only reason why they did this is because they really hated the movie and they saw they made an episode just hating the movie, but I took it a little bit way too far. Y'all actually took it a little bit too far. It's just showing Indiana Jones getting raped by George Lucas and this other guy. Yeah, and here's the thing: both of them two were actually in one episode. I think in like season 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know when, but yeah, actually saw George Lucas and the other guy the first time. But in this episode, they changed him to like rapist. Indiana Jones rapist. It's like it's so stupid. That's the thing I hate about this episode was that part. That's the only thing I hate about it. Is how everybody had have visions of Indiana Jones getting raped. That's all I have to say about this episode. So in this episode, I want to talk about that I did not like either. Is no, a lot of people did not like almost with Britney new look. This episode is called About Last Night. This was an episode about Barack Obama being elected as a president of the United States and everybody's partying, but Garrison, Butter's father, and some people think Barack Obama is going to ruin the United States, even though he didn't anyway. Then he got another subplot that Barack Obama and his campaign people, I don't know their names. I don't really watch the news. And his wife, Michelle, tried to steal a diamond. And try to fake their deaths. But Barack Obama decided at the end that he wants to give the presidency a chance. He actually became an actual decent president. And Butters' father knows how like Barack Obama might be an actual decent president. This episode was just stupid and boring. I did not really care about this episode. It was just stupid. And one, I had to be realistic. Barack Obama didn't ruin the United States. I I don't like Donald Trump, but he didn't really ruin it either. But he made some shitty decisions. Barack, Barack Obama made some bad decisions too, but Donald Trump is worse than Barack Obama. Donald Trump made some bad decisions. He the one that ruined America. Let's be honest. A little bit ruined America. Let's be honest. I don't like being political. I don't want my channel to be political, but let's be honest. Trump did a little bit ruin the United States and how people are acting. Let's just say that. That's all I say about season 12. This was a bad episode as well. I think y'all might want to skip this episode like the others. So let's get to season 13. So let's get into season 13. Season 13, I only found like one bad episode. Season 13. I really didn't hate season 13. I didn't really hate season 13. You can say fish sticks was bad, but picking this episode because I have hated this episode. I get the message what they were trying to do with this episode. So this episode is called Eat Pray Queef. So this episode was about guys will want to watch Terrence and Phillip. Then they seen another new show called Queef Sisters when the females are queefing. Y'all know what queefing is? I mean, it's a female farting. It's female farting. That's the only thing about this episode because the females. This episode was really about, the whole thing about females want to be like guys and have their own rights. It was just a rights episode about why the guys can fart but we can't. I get the message what they were trying to do, and it makes sense. But I just have a hated episode. Then Terrence and Phillip tried to kill the Queef sisters, but they had sex with them, and they said they want to get used to they queefing. I think Terrence got a child with her. I think, or it was Phillip, one of the Queef sisters. just don't really care. I get what they were trying to do. Sharon had a decent message what she was trying to tell the guys. I felt bad for Sharon and the females because it really is true. It's real like that in actual real life. But I just halfway hated this episode. That's all. Is this the only episode that I hated in season fucking fucking 13? I was surprised that I really liked season 13. Season 13 really didn't have not really bad episodes. So I would get to season 14 right now. So let's get into season 14. With season 14, I only found like one episode. The rest of the episodes were alright. Really didn't hate season 14, but that's just halfway didn't like season 14. It's just my opinion. But I'm picking this episode because it was just pretty terrible. This episode was about Mr. Mackey have hoarder problems. Y'all know what hoarder is? It's when someone do not want to throw away shit, so they try to find a way why Stan and Mr. Mackey do not want to throw away their stuff. So they try to make them go into their minds and find ways why they did not want to do not want to throw away stuff. But what happened was Stan went inside Mr. Mackey's mind because Mr. Mackey's mind was so strong that Stan was sucked into Mr. Mackey's thoughts. So you in this episode you actually see why Mr. Mackey did not want to hoard his stuff. So you find out like I think into the end of the episode why Mr. Mackey did not want to throw away his stuff because you found out that the that this costume thing I forgot what it's called rape. You found out that Mr. Mackey you found out Mr. Mackey being raped when he was a child. I'm like that's sad. I didn't know Mr. Mackey had. I didn't know Mr. Mackey been raped before. Now it makes sense that why he got. It makes sense why Mr. Mackey did not want to throw his stuff because this this mascot this mascot was in Mr. Mackey's consciousness for a long time and did not want him to hoard. That's why he did not want to throw away his stuff. Even though it's a stupid plot, this is why it's so stupid. Just why they decided to create this thing where about hoarding, even though you never see Mr. Mackey hoard stuff or Stan. And this just made this episode random. This is just a random episode. That's all I have to say. This was just one episode that I did not like about season 14. Season 14 is just a half good, half bad season. I like season 13 more, a little bit better than 14. That's all I have to say. So I'm gonna get to season 15. Season 15. I am alright with season 15. Almost like 14. There are some good episodes and there are some bad episodes. But picking Funny Bot, I get some people pick TMI or you're getting old or Asperger's. I get why people did not like these episodes. But I'm picking this episode Funny Bot because this is just a dumb episode because Funny Bot, he's not funny. Okay, I watched this episode. He was not funny. His jokes are pretty shit. In my opinion. Then you had Tyler Perry in this episode, and Tyler Perry was a little bit funnier than Funny Bot. I'm mad because Token been laugh at Tyler Perry, and I'm mad because Tyler Perry, because they the only reason why tokens laugh at Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry's black, and they saying that black people just laugh at Tyler Perry movies. That's a little bit of a funny joke of this. So what I find about is this because Jimmy made a comedy award show and voted Germany as not the most funniest country in of the world. Don't not make a comedy award show. It makes no fucking sense. We're making a comedy award show. They say who's the funniest comedian of today, who's the worst comedian. Don't do that. It's just stupid. Anyone can be funny. You try to make the best comedy movie or worst comedy movie. I can see that, but making it just a full comedy award show made no fucking sense. In the end of the episode, they put Tar. You thought they put Funny Bite in this big cube thing or circle thing put in the ground. But he found that it wasn't Funny Bite. He found it wasn't Funny Bite. It was Tyler Perry. And Funny Bite almost about to kill like every single person in the world because he said he wanted to make the biggest, funniest joke ever, and he almost about to kill everybody. And it was just so stupid. That's all I had to say about this episode. I think this is one bad episode. No, I put this episode in here too. I forgot to put another episode. Two episodes, but it together. Jorgen O and Asperger's. I get why people did not like Jorgen O and Asperger's because the Asperger's type thing. I don't know what Asperger's syndrome is. It's an actual condition in real life. I don't know what Asperger's syndrome is, so I really can't say nothing about it. So Jorgen O and Asperger's was really about Stan. He's just turned 10 years old, but he starts seeing the world as shitty. Then you can tell from Stan and everybody else that you can see that everything's changing around Stan. He's just seeing everything shitty. He's just hearing like farts and everything. It was just stupid. I get what they were trying to do. That when you get old, things will change. But half of the episode was bad. I want to say Yo Getting Old was a decent episode, but Asperger's was pretty dumb. I like You're Getting Old, but the second part, Asperger's were bad. I did not like Asperger's. I like You're Getting Old. But that's all I had to say about season 15. Season 15 was a half missed season. That's all I had to say. But let's get into season 16. Season 16 season 16 has some good episodes, but that's just picking Sarcastic because it was a half missed episode. I think it had to be one bad episode of South Park, or you can pick Burr Balls or Obama Wins. But I'm picking Sarcastic. So in Sarcastic, I get that was what they were trying to do. Because when you play sports or try to do like sports type things, so because when you play sports, your parents are like, you gonna get hurt and everything. So I think Randy took it a little bit too far and started turning everything to. Randy was being sarcastic, but a lot of people really didn't think Randy was being so sarcastic. Then Randy found out when he went to the doctor that he had a brain condition that he's just gonna be super sarcastic all the time. So Randy came up with what you see with birds, wear bras and wear a tinfoil hat, but the only way you can win this game is hugging each other and being polite. It's so stupid, but that's not the bad part about it. I get what they're trying to do. It's how every single person, everybody was drinking Butter's cum. Everybody was drinking Butter's semen. That was the bad part of this episode. I get why a lot of people would like that part of the episode. I did not like it. Everyone was is. It took Randy, of all people, to tell everybody that was cum. I don't know. That's the thing. That's the weird thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why Randy knew about it? Why how Randy can know what cum tastes like? That's the thing I'm weird about. I'm surprised Burris dad didn't know what cum tastes like, and he'd be sucking dudes' dicks. I don't know how Burris dad didn't know, even though Burris dad was sucking people's dicks. And it's so stupid. It was just a stupid episode. That's all I have to say. I want to put Butterballs in here because Butterballs was about uh Butter's grandmother picking on him, bullying him. It was just a bully episode, but Butters actually fought back against his grandmother. I get what it was trying to do with Butterballs, but it was a half-missed episode as well. But Butters actually told his grandma off. I didn't know what the grandma was doing. The grandma want her grandson to be a tough guy, but Butters just too nice to be a tough guy. But Butters do tell people off in some episodes. But that's the only thing I did not like about this episode. This is one bad episode of season 16. The rest of season 16 was decent episodes, alright episodes. That's all I had to say about season 16. Season 17. Season 17 was alright. But most of season 17 episodes was about Black Friday and some episodes. But I'm picking 4 episodes. Season 17 was, you can say season 17 was a bad season. I won't be mad if people say season 17 was bad. The Black Fridays episodes, I actually liked them episodes. I think some people did not like the Black Fridays episodes, but I did. Kelly was talking about how back in 2013 about the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, PlayStation, everything. But let's get into the first episode that I got right here. This is episode 2 of season 17 called Information Murder Porn. So in this episode, Stan want to stop their parents from watching these documentaries talking about murders and everything. Even I don't like those episodes, like those shows. I don't like them shows. So stupid. But the kids think their parents will kill each other because they're watching these murder documentaries. Then you actually see one kid's father actually killed the mother, and it's so dumb. So all the kids in South Park blocked their parents from watching these disgusting shows. So Rainy knows how to figure out how to unblock the password. So the password is how you tame a horse in Minecraft. So this episode was about how all the parents in South Park and adults how to teach them how to play Minecraft. That's the halfway good part of this episode is them learning how to play Minecraft. That was the only thing that I like about this episode. It was the Minecraft part. But the rest of it, and I hate these people too. Y'all can see them on the screen. These guys rubbing their nips, telling them, oh, they can't do anything about it, and it's so stupid. I don't know what else I have to say about this episode. That's everything I said about the plot is actually the episode. What it is. That's the only thing I hate about this episode. It's just like have bad episodes. Like 30% of the episode was good. 70% of the episode was bad. That's all I have to say. But I still got 3 more episodes that I got in season 17. So I want to talk about this episode. This is a third episode of South Park called World War Zimmerman. So in this episode was about World War Z, because World War Z came out in 2013. I actually like World War Z, that zombie movie, and I actually got the game World War Z. But this episode was really about Carmen being racist again. But this is not about Kyle. This is about Token. Another Token episode. He's saying that Token is going to take over humanity with a lot of black people. That Token going to take over everything and have a lot of black people killing everybody and every single thing. I like the parody of World War Z, but I did not like how Carmen was acting. Then after the end of the episode, he he shot Token. He actually shoots Token. And I was like, really? You should go and shoot Token? I actually like Token. He's decent, a decent character. I ain't had no problems with Token's parents. I had to say Token's parents are actually the actual good parents in this show. But yeah, this is the only thing I hate about this episode is just how Carmen was treating Token. He always treat everybody bad, but I just hate this episode because Carmen actually wins and actually shoots Token. Token's not dead, but he just shot Token. Just did not like about this episode. So we get to another episode that I did not like. This is another episode that I did not like. It's the 6th episode of this season called Ginger Cow. So Cartman painted a cow ginger, and here comes all these church people and Jewish people came in and said that this cow is like not their savior, but well that bring all the beliefs together. And Kyle, but the problem that I had was Kyle. Kyle Kyle let Carmen fall in his face to keep world peace. But here's the problem that I had. Kyle was being a douchebag. Said that he gonna save the world, so he had no choice but to let Carmen fall in his face and do everything for Carmen to keep Carmen for shutting up about this cow not being real. But you found that Stan said this cow is real. This cow is an actual belief cow. But here come these all the church people and all these belief people saying like, oh, this cow is a savior. Oh, that's a bad thing. And they all decided, oh, we all the church people from around the world and beliefs people and Jewish people say, like, you know what, we don't like each other no more. So stupid. I did not like about this episode. I'm gonna go to another episode. That's all I had to say about this episode. I just don't remember much about this. I don't know what to say about it. I'm sorry that I said the exact same thing twice as how I am. I said that in the last part. So let's get to the last episode of season 17 called The Hobbit. So in this episode, Butters had a picture of Kim Kardashian and treated Kim Kardashian like his girlfriend. But that's not the worst part of this episode. Cause you see Wendy. So Wendy said Kim Kardashian picture is not real. So Mr. Mackey told Wendy to apologize to Butters and say she's not real. And Wendy tried to help this girl, and the girl likes Butters, and Butters told her off, and Wendy said, why did you do that, and everything else. And she actually right about what she said to Butters. But everyone got mad at Wendy. But Wendy tried to teach Butters how they do pictures, how they do Photoshop. So Wendy decided to show Butters how Photoshop works and how these girls don't look what they are. I get what it was trying to do, but this episode's bad because how Wendy was treated. I actually like Wendy. I get why some people don't like Wendy, but I do. She has some good episodes. With this episode, I just felt bad for Wendy, and how then you see all the girls in our school like Baby, like her friends, start photoshopping themselves to look good. Then you see Stan trying to do the same, try to tell Wendy to do it. Then at the end of the whole episode, Wendy's decided just to Photoshop herself. I felt bad for her, but here's the funny part about this episode. It was Kanye West. He came back, but trying to say his girlfriend, that no, his wife Kim Kardashian is not a Hobbit, and it was funny because he said because it said Kim Kardashian looks like a uh just like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. And it was just funny. That was the funny part about this episode, but the rest of it was just bad. So I won't get to season. That's the thing about season 17. It was a bad season as well, but not the worst. Cause season 12 and 10, maybe 9 were like really the worst episodes this season 17. So let's get to season 18 next. This episode is just gonna be like a small little nitpick in this episode. So season 18 was actually a decent series, decent episode, decent season. I really didn't hate season 18. Season 18 has some good episodes. Season 18 has to be my favorite season too. I didn't really hate season 18, but I just did not like this episode. So in this episode called Gluten Free Nebula Ebola. So in this episode, they saying when they're saying that gluten free is dangerous because I think they say gains are dangerous. I don't remember, but they say when you eat gluten free stuff, no, not gluten free, but eat like actual like stuff like had like all these chemicals and stuff like a lot of good like food like pizza and everything. They said that when you eat stuff like that, your dick gonna get ripped off, and it was so stupid. Then they changed the pyramid, and that's all I have to say. Nothing else. This episode was just a hit and miss episode. I said this was gonna be short and sweet. That's all this episode was. I forgot a little bit of the plot was, so that's all I have to say about season 18. Season 18 was actually a good season. Season 19, I picked 3 episodes season 19, but season 19 is actually a decent season. I didn't really hate season 19, but I just picked like 3 episodes of season 19. So the first one I did not like, and this the worst episode of season 19, called Tweak S Craig. So in this episode, you see these yaoi pictures of Tweak and Craig because these Japanese girls making pictures of Tweak and Craig and saying that they in a relationship, and Tweak and Craig was trying to tell people we're not in a relationship. These girls just made pictures. I felt bad for these two because what the fuck? Because they sound like, oh, these pictures are telling people that Tweak and Craig are dating, even though they're not. Then you see Craig's father was acting. Craig's father acting. Then Tweak's father is trying to use the situation to increase his business. I don't like Tweak's father. Tweak's father is shitty. Tweak's father is worse than Craig's father, but Craig's father don't want to accept his father. Don't want to accept his son as being gay. I don't. I didn't really, don't really blame him because it's just stupid. Don't really blame him because it's stupid. Because Tweak and Craig not even gay, but they decided no. Craig and Tweak made a plan to break up, So they plan to break up. And here's Tweak. And here's Tweak being upset about. I'm like, Tweak, what are you talking? Tweak, what are you doing? Y'all made a plan to not be in a relationship by breaking up. And here comes Tweak being upset about something. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck, Tweak? But Tweak and Craig decided to become a relationship. They decided to become gay. This was just so stupid because they just forced Craig and Tweak to be in a relationship. It just forced them to be in a relationship. That's all I hate about this episode. It just forced two characters that have nothing in common. They were like just regular friends now to become uh gay with each other. So stupid. Did not like this episode. It's just forcing two characters to be gay. That's all I have to say. So in this episode, Where My Country Gone? So this is the second episode of South Park season 19. So this is about Mr. Garrison. It's about Mr. Garrison want to build a wall, keeping the minorities away. But this is not about Mexican people. That's what's shocking about it. This wasn't about Mexican people. This was about the Canadians. So what happened was the Canadian not the prime minister, but some guy who like the president of Canada don't want him to be president. So they all the Canadians left Canada and America went to America and everything. So Mr. Garrison was being racist to Canadian people, and PC Principal told Mr. Garrison to learn about Canadian history. Then Garrison made a. They had one song in this episode was about where my country going. Then Garrison went to Canada, saw this guy and raped the guy. Yeah, because Garrison did rape this guy, and decided at the end of the episode to run for president. This is the start of Garrison being president and how he made his political party. Yeah, this episode it wasn't worse than Tweaking Craig. Cause this episode was like the second bad episode of season 19, but not the worst. Because we could say Craig was absolutely horrible. But I'm gonna get to one more episode, but it's like a half bad episode. So this episode is called "You're Not Yupping." So this episode was just making fun yuppers. So y'all know what yupper is? It's people who are in restaurants giving people stars. You know how this is like. You know how TV shows doing criticism and movies doing criticism. This one was about people acting like they entitled and can't go to restaurants to get free meals by going to a Yelp page and telling people, giving people 1 star, 2 stars because they want to have free food. And that's why that's what I didn't like about this episode because how Cartman and Kyle's father was acting. I do not like Kyle's father. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about season 20. I'm gonna talk about season 20 next after this episode. God I do not like Kyle's father. But it's just this episode wasn't the worst. Like I said, Tree X Craig, that was the worst. But at least in this episode, everybody, all the food businesses got their paybacks. You know how people say, "Oh, don't be mean to food employees because they're gonna put stuff in your food." That's what they did. They did that at the end of the episode. They put stuff in their food to teach Yelpers a lesson. They did this to Yelpers, not all these customers. Just them because they so entitled. Now I actually like that part. I actually like that ending. To teach them a lesson, but I don't like people putting stuff in foods because it's gonna get people sick. But teaching entitled pricks like Yelpers off, I a little bit understand. But let's get into season 20. So let's get into season 20. I got not one bad episode because you know why? You know why I didn't pick not one bad episode? Because season 20 has to be one of my worst seasons I ever watched in my entire fucking life in South Park. I did not like this season. Everything about this season was bad. Mr. Garrison, I actually like some episodes of Mr. Garrison, but this one he became president and everything else. I hate Kyle's father because Kyle's father in this season, I hate this season a lot because of Kyle's father. He trolls people. This whole season was about Kyle's father and trolling people. This is what this whole season was about. And half of it was about Mr. Garrison being president. Then you had episodes. Then in the final finale, you see Kyle's mother, this bitch of a character, and how she treated Ike. She thought Ike was the one that was trolling people. But Ike tried to tell his father, "Hey, you the one that caused this. Tell mom that you did this." But he ain't told her the truth. He ain't told Sheila the truth. He told Sheila that yeah, this he put all this on his son Ike, and Kyle helped Ike, and the mother found out that Ike didn't do anything. She said sorry to him, but the thing is, she was about to find out that Kyle's father caused this, but the internet went out, and I just hated him ever since this episode. Ever since season 20, I hated Kyle's father. He's the worst character in the show now. I did not like him. But I think one of my favorite episodes has to be when the girls start breaking up with every single boy in the school and Stan too. Okay, I felt bad for all the boys. I felt bad for Stan, every single one of them, because the girls have to break up with them because they don't know who is trolling females because of I'm sorry, because of Kyle's father. Just hate him. That's all I have about to say is the season 20. Season 20 was bad. Did not like it. That's all I had to say. Fuck it. So I hate this episode too. This is like episode 3 of season 21. This episode is called Holiday Special. This was about Columbus Day. So Columbus Day got canceled because I forgot why they canceled Columbus Day. I forgot. I don't remember that episode. They canceled it because everyone started to hate Columbus. They did the same plot, almost like that Jesus and Stan episode. But in this episode, Randy was trying to take Columbus down, but but he got a lot of pictures and everything, talking about had pictures of everything, dressing up as Columbus and everything else, and beating up Indian people. But this was a bad Randy episode. A little bit bad Randy episode. I'm gonna talk about season 22 later about Randy. But this one I did not like because Randy is kissing this Native American, not Indian, but Native American. I'm sorry, Indian people, but Native American. He's kissing this Native American because Christopher, yeah, he kissing this Native American. Tried to not to get exposed that he used to like Christopher Columbus and everything else. That's all I have to say about this episode. I don't really remember everything about this episode. Cause it's been like a month since I seen season 21. But yeah, that's the only thing I hate about this episode. And the guys standing there was trying to get Columbus Day back on so they won't have to go to school. They just want that little 1 day break back. But that's all I have to say about this episode of season 21. This is the only bad season I had, season 21. I think it is some bad episodes, but I just don't. I on the website, I on the fandom website, but I just picked this episode. I just didn't like this one. So I'm going to do something. Wait a minute. I'm gonna come back for this. I picked the wrong episode. The episode that you saw with Mickey Mouse was season 23, but I ain't. This is season 22. This is episode. This is the third episode of South Park called "The Problem with a Poop." So this is about Mr. Hanky. Mr. Hanky. So in this episode, Mr. Hanky is leaving the series. They're kicking Mr. Hanky out the series. I think the only reason why they kick him out because they saw a poop being offensive. Because this 2018, that world, the times were changing and everything else. So Mr. Hanky wants to they got because this is about Mr. Hanky's offensive behavior. He's just being he's being a dick to people. And when you first saw Mr. Hanky, he was actually an actual decent character in the show. He just came on from Christmas episodes. He was nice to Kyle now, but in this episode he was being a real bastard, being a real bitch in this episode. I did not like Mr. Hanky in this episode, and you could tell in this episode they were really kicking Mr. Hanky out. I like what they doing, Mr. Hanky. Then you watch that actual whole show. Mr. Hanky, they kicked Mr. Hanky out the show, and a little bit I will miss Mr. Hanky, but a lot of people are not gonna miss Mr. Hanky. I think people who watch South Park do not like Mr. Hanky. That was alright, Mr. Hanky. He had no bad episodes. It was just this. This was the only bad episode that I did not like about Mr. Hanky. That's all I have to say. I don't want to talk about this, but I had no choice. This is the fourth episode of South Park, and this is gonna be a problem in season 23. That this is gonna be a whole problem in season 23. So in this episode, Randy became a meth head, but he made a farm called Integrity Farms. I hate Integrity Farms. This is the worst place for why you gotta sell season 23. But the problem with Terry Farms, this is going to be the whole problem with season 23, but I'm not going to talk about season 23 right now. This is about this. So what Randy did, he bought a farm, start making weed, start making pot and weed because the South Park weed became illegal. But he moved his whole family to a farm. But so Sharon, Stan, and Shelly do not like the farm. They've been telling Randy, we don't like this. We want to go back home. And here comes Randy, just ignoring everything that his family's telling him. It's like these characters. It's like Randy's like SpongeBob. He's just ignoring everything what Squidward is saying. It's just ignoring everything and say like, oh, this is a good thing. But no, it wasn't a good thing. I feel bad for Stan though, because how Randy was acting and how Randy was doing. And I want to talk about season 23. Season 23 was a bad season as well. When it hit season 20, season 21, 22, 23 are such bad seasons. I do not like 20 through 23. It's just they were all horrible to me. This one, South Park, was going down. I wanted to say when it hit season 19, but it's season 20. Season 20 was the low point of South Park. And I had to say this was the episode that started the downfall of South Park. I don't want to talk about more about this episode because I had to talk about season 23 later after I do like one more episode. Let's get into the first episode of season 22, and this is the episode where I can see the problems of South Park was getting to. So this episode is called Dead Kids. So Sharon is complaining about school shootings. It's not really a complaint. It's actually a real thing about school shootings. School shootings are terrible. School shooting. Y'all know what school shootings are. For a lot of kids, school shootings are about when a kid comes to a school and starts shooting up the place because of mental problems or someone bullied them. That's still not a good thing to start shooting up somebody because they bully you. Just talk to somebody. It's not a bad thing. I've been bullied before. I ain't go around and start shooting people. That's just a dumb way to do it. Try to kill other kids because they make fun of you. Get over it. I get it. I get it. Bullying is a bad thing. But sometimes in life you just have to get over it. Or talk to somebody about it. But don't go around buying a gun. I don't know how they get guns from. Buying a gun and start shooting up the place and start killing other kids. That's a bad thing to do. So this is part that I hated Randy as well. So Randy thinks Sharon is in her period because she is complaining about the school shooting. But at the end of the episode, they found out that this wasn't about her period. Cause Sharon's not on her period. This is about an actual real thing that I hate Randy for and some of these people and some of these characters because they think Sharon was really complaining, but no, this is actually a serious topic. Now I hate Randy for this. This is when season 21 or 20, oh no, season 22. This is when I started hating Randy. I like Randy, but this is the season. This is the season when it starts. When I start seeing Randy's problematic behavior that I did not like. Why y'all doing Randy like this? Cause they started doing more episodes about Randy, and Randy is just a character that you just can't just make one or 2 episodes, and that's it. But making a whole season, almost like Gerald, Kyle's father, is just a bad taste in my mouth. And that's the only thing I hate about this episode is just how people think Sharon's on a period, but no, she actually talking about problems with school shootings, and people just ignore the problems. That's all I have to say about season 22. Season 22 didn't really had the worst episodes. Cause I actually like the Man Bear Pier episode when Satan and Man Bear Pier fought each other, and Amazon. I actually like those episodes, but the rest of these episodes just make the rest of the season look bad, in my opinion. So I'm gonna get to season 23, another bad season that I did not like much. So let's get into this episode 2 of South Park, Banned China. So this is a 2019 episode, but we're still dealing with this to this day about China. Everyone nowadays people talk about John Cena and the whole China thing. To me, I felt like, I like John. Why you apologize? Who talked to him about Taiwan anyway? Who talked to him about Taiwan anyway? Who asked that question to Cena about Taiwan? Oh, he the one who came. Or Cena was the one who just talked about Taiwan and everything. If Cena did not talk about Taiwan or China or apologize to China, Cena should not have this hate. But because he talked about China and Taiwan, people start hating Cena a lot because he apologized to China. This episode is really about China, how China is changing things. So banning China, Randy got arrested, went to China. You see Mickey Mouse in this episode. Tried to talk to the Chinese and everything because Mickey Mouse wants this because they want their movies to be in China. I don't know what's going on in China. To me, I actually want to go to China because I actually like their culture. But the problem with China is that it's the government. I don't know what's with that government. I actually like samurais and everything else, and just look at the scenery in China. But I don't know what's going on with the government. That government became soft now. That government became soft like us because now they get offended by every single little thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't say this again. I don't know what's going on in China. They get offended by every single little thing now. Almost in America. What's going on? What's going on with the world? Why everyone getting offended by one little thing? Now I getting offended because everyone acting like little dumbasses. We never used to be this soft. Now we being soft now. America, China, and all these countries are being soft now, like us. Stop being offended by every single little thing. It's not that. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Come on. But I don't get through this episode. I don't want to be political. I'm not the most political guy. It's just me. It's just getting mad at something. But this episode about Stan Kyle. No, not Kyle, because Kyle wasn't in this episode much. It was about Stan, Kenny, Butters, and Jimmy got banned because Stan made a ban because he wanted to. Because Stan started banning because of his frustration over moving away from his friends and them. Then it went to China. Then Stan fought back because China's changed everything. The thing I like about this episode, they brought back the finger bang thing with Kyle and Stan now. I actually like that part. And that's the only thing that I did not like about this episode. It's about China changing everything. Stupid. It's just stupid. Why is America letting China change everything? It's stupid. What? Now you try to let China change everything? Don't do that. We're not in China changing their shit. China don't come in America and try to change our shit. Cause you're not going all the way over there and change your shit and telling y'all, oh, don't bring Chinese stuff to America. We are America. We are like we diverse. We don't care most of the time. But don't be offended by that same little bit thing. Actually, and I saw Winnie the Pooh in prison because the the government guy got offended by people posting Winnie the Pooh on him. I a little bit get that, but come on, banning Winnie the Pooh because people making fun of you. I get it, but stupid. So let's talk about the first episode of season 23 called Mexican Joker. I did not like this episode as well. This is the start of the plot of Integrity Farms. Did not care. Randy, no, in this episode, Kyle and Ike and got separated by their family because Cartman called the immigrant people and separate and put Kyle in a camp because the camp was had a bunch of Mexican people, and everything else, and this was about immigration and how America is treating Mexican people and putting them in camps. I get what they were trying to do, but I did not like about this episode. In a Mexican Joker, seriously, stupid. That's the only thing I did not like about this episode. I don't remember much about this episode because I try do all these bad episodes. I try to throw it back in my mind. So let's just get to the next episode. Let's talk about this episode. So in this episode called Turd Burgers, it's about college male Sheila she had a fecal transplant. She had a fecal transplant because something happened to her poop or something. Something happened to her poop, so she had to get a fecal transplant. But the Butter's mother. So Butter's mother, I think Craig's mother and Henrietta's mother are trying to take fecal matter from Sheila because they want to look good too. But here's the thing: Henrietta's mother, the golf girl, mother told Stan no to take her fecal matter and give it to her so she can have a fecal transplant. You know what happened? She accomplished that and she had fecal transplant. But here's the thing that I did not like about the episode is that then they had Tom Brady and they want Tom Brady fecal and they want Tom Brady fecal on Tom Brady's poop to have a fecal transplant. You know what happened at the end of the episode? Oh yeah, every single person got sick except for Sheila. Sheila didn't get sick. Everyone who got the fecal transplant, except for Sheila and Tom Brady, they the rest of them got really sick and start throwing up. It was disgusting. Cause why? Why y'all try to take someone's poop and try to make y'all try to look better? So stupid. I want to say something else, but that's the only thing that I remember in this episode. I just want to throw this episode away too. So let's get into the third episode of South Park called Shots. I did not like about this episode because Linda's Carmen's mother again. I did not like her in this episode. I get where she was coming from, but she treats Carmen like a baby. And that's the problem that I had with her. So in this episode, they tried to get Carmen a shot so he could get vaccinated, but Carmen did not want that. He acts like a pig. He actually act like a pig, like a wild animal, and do not want to get a shot. Then in this episode, you still talk about Terry Farms. I don't really give a fuck about Terry Farms no more. Fuck it, Terry Farms. No one should not like Terry Farms. Fuck it. But I talk about this. I talk about Shots. Shots was a bad episode because how Linda was acting, and she said, she wanted help to stop to get Carmen shot, but now she decided she don't want help. She wanted to make the decision on her own. I get it. I get it about vaccination. I ain't got my vaccination yet. I didn't got my shit. Guys, just waiting to see what's going on with vaccinations and everything. I should have put Terry Farms Halloween special in here. I should have, but I didn't put it as my worst episodes. I should have put that one worst episode because that episode was bad too. Yeah, I'm putting Terry Funk Halloween special in here because that one episode was bad too. And how Randy was acting. He it was uh about Randy's daughter. Did not like marijuana. It's acceptable. I agree with Randy's daughter. I do not like Terry Funk. She do not like marijuana. And Butters got this Egyptian artifact and summoned this mummy, and Butters is and this whole thing with Butters and this mummy was stupid. That's all I have to say about these two episodes. I hate Shots. I hate Terry Funk's Halloween special. Bad episodes. Don't like it. Fuck it. I want to talk about one more episode that I'm done with this whole list. So let's get into the last episode that I got as my worst episode. This episode is called Season Finale. Not the actual season finale of South Park, but Terry Farm season finale. So in this episode, because Randy sees his neighbors Butters' father and everybody else had to grow homegrown weeds, but Randy didn't like that. So Randy burned down everybody's weeds, everybody homegrown weeds and everything, and Randy blamed it on the Mexican Joker. And Randy got arrested. But here's the thing: the everybody in South Park had enough with Randy and Integrity Farms. They got sick and tired of Randy and that stupid farm that he got, and I agree with every single one of them. This farm is terrible. Take it down. I do not like it. I do not like Integrity Farms. But you actually know who Mexican Joker is, and that one was stupid. Didn't care. Fuck fuck these, fuck these bad episodes. I'm done with this list. I got pissed off now. But I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This is my first time doing like a full, like 2 hour review of every single episode that I got from South Park. I had to say this is one of my like first reviews of every single bad episode. So yeah, but I hope y'all enjoy this video. This is the first time I'm trying to start doing reviews a lot now. Because I want to do more reactions, but I I want to go with reviews, but I try to get to watching like more stuff. That's why I don't post a lot. I try to start watching a lot more TV shows and post stuff later and talk about stuff. But I hope y'all enjoy this video. Like and subscribe to the channel. The only reason why I didn't talk about season 24, because season 24 I only got like 2 episodes, and that's the pandemic episodes. And the pandemic episodes were decent episodes. I think some people do not like the pandemic episodes. I'm happy with the pandemic episodes, and I'm not gonna be talking about them. That's all I have to say. But I hope y'all enjoy this video. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope y'all enjoy this video. I do recommend South Park to teenage adults, and adults. But when it hits season 20, that's when you see really some bad episodes. But I will see you guys later, and goodbye.